We're building another raised bed.
Hi, welcome back to Returning to Basics.
We're building another raised bed today. We have a number on the property, but we've learned a few things since we built the last one. And I think you'll be very interested in coming with us today to learn about the things that we're doing that make raised beds much better. These are basically our tools and materials that we're going to use. You'll notice some 2x12s, 8 foot long, and we're going to double those and make it a 16-foot long bed. We're going to use that 2x4 on the other side over there to brace the 2x4s and the 2x12s, in the middle to connect them together. We're going to use that rebar over there to reinforce it in the middle to keep the sides from bowing out. You see that we'll cut it with those 24-inch cutters right there. Pound it in with that hammer. Use the skill saw to cut the 2x4. But you'll notice over there on the other side that we have a stapler and we have some hardware cloth. That's our secret. Yes, we'll put down landscape fabric over there like we normally do on the bottom to keep anything from growing up through it. But speaking of something growing up through it, what we've learned is from our other beds that you need to put down hardware cloth. And Teresa will explain that when we go over and look at where we're going to put it down.
We started on figuring out where to put this bed. We have an issue with septic lines, so we ended up coming out to the edge of what we call as our ditch. It's just drainage for excess rainwater. We scalped this piece of property really well. The lawnmower, we dropped it down to 1 so that it would really take a lot off of the zoysia and the Bermuda that we have growing out here. We're trying to keep that under control, and both of those can be rather invasive. So we figured out about how wide we wanted it. We scalped it. We're going to put landscape fabric down to further choke out the grass, but we're also going to use the hardware cloth. I have a small bed here next to me that we learned earlier this year that mold really liked the nice, soft dirt that we had in here. I had it full of Jerusalem artichokes, or sunchokes are really what they are. They're part of the sunflower family. And they said once you get them established, you will never need to do anything else to them, and you will always have them because they're so hard to get rid of. Well, the molds tunneled all through them, messing up the root establishment. Then a vole and mice moved in behind and ate the sunchokes. So we reworked this based on a video on YouTube that we watched. Doug and Stacy. What's the name of their YouTube channel?
Off Grid with Doug and Stacy.
With Doug and Stacy. He pointed out that if you had any kind of issues with moles or voles, the way to solve that is to put hardware cloth attached to your raised bed walls. So we reworked this bed, and I've got flowers coming all up in it. And this bed, we're not going to make that mistake. We're going to approach it from their perspective of prevention, and because the moles and the voles are pretty bad out through here. And we're going to put hardware cloth attached to the bottom of the walls, and then we're off to the races.
Ready?
This end has complete. Green and black all the way down.
All right.
Is that where you're gonna put it?
Right there in the middle. So there you go. "16 foot long, 35 inches wide, so that Teresa can reach across it.
I was concerned about making it as big as the one down there on the end because it's hard to reach across it. It's 5 foot square. So this one I decided I wanted a little bit narrower. So Neal, now it's time to fill it up. I wanted to show you something at a glance, and we'll do a little more on this later, but this is the first bed that we built this summer, and we had a chance to capture mulch that was being shredded, or leaves that were being shredded into mulch last fall in September. And so we had them make a big pile for us, and they've been sitting on concrete decaying all this time. So this year we decided to incorporate that into our raised beds. 3/4 of this is that mulch, and then we added good compost dirt on top, and it is thriving. I'm very pleased with it. So we had enough to do the other bed, so this is what we're working on now. It's filling up the last of the mulch into this other raised bed.
So here is our mulch that we went and picked up today. You see there's some bags. We picked up 6 bags of organic gardening soil from the big box outdoor place nearby, but we got a heaping trailer load here, and this is the bed we worked on yesterday. It's the next day. We put down our walking blocks, and remember it's 16 feet long, and we have more than enough mulch to put in there, and that is all leaf mulch, every bit of it that was shredded. And as Teresa just said, it's been dying and decaying since back in September or October.
September.
So we will put those 6 bags of that garden soil over the top dress it, and that'll be what we'll have here in this new bed. your new raised bed.
Yeah.
Finished.
Well, it's not finished until it's full of vegetables. Then it's finished. Thanks for coming along with us on our adventure of retirement years, trying to be more self-sufficient and trying some new gardening techniques. But we're going to get there, and we're going to have a bountiful harvest, I'm sure, based on what the other bed's doing. So thanks for coming with us. Thanks for watching us today. And if you like what you see, please click the like button and subscribe. And if you hit the bell, then you'll be notified whenever we put out anything new, which he tries to do 2 or 3 a week. So thanks a lot for coming. Be well, be safe, and God bless you.
God bless you, everyone.